Welcome back to another episode of Skyrim Marathon. Thanks for tuning in. Today's episode, we're going to be covering a mod list called BottleRim. This is the newest update, version 1.81.1, basically just released a couple of days ago from before I was filming this. You'll have all the information in the description section on when the release date was, as well as how to download this list for yourself. And I also encourage you to check out the question and answer section that I usually post on a lot of the videos I upload for this series. It gives you some insight on what the mod list author's train of thought is for their list, and see if it aligns with who you are as a person and what you like as a list as well. So as far as what this list is, I'm gonna read off of what I saw on some of the information on one of their pages. I think it's a GitHub page. So it has a SimonRim base using a highly improved vanilla-like combat. The result should result in a super satisfying and immersive combat experience. Leveling has been modified to generally be a bit tougher as well, and survival is a key part to the list. This is intended to be a true vanilla plus experience. Now this list is a gateway to community shaders. It's probably the best list I could think of right now where you can get kind of your feet wet with the whole community shader scene. And it also uses PBR textures, physics-based rendering textures. Okay, well, I don't want to talk too much. I want you guys to see some of the gameplay, and let's see what this list is made of. And see at the end of the run if you would download it yourself, and you would play it. So I have been speaking with the mod list author, as I usually do, before I film these videos. And okay, hold on a second. There's my mouse. Okay. And he walked me through a few of the things special about his list. And some of the things that he got rid of from previous iterations of it. So it got rid of Wheeler recently. It also has frame gen and also DLSS if you're on NVIDIA, or FSR automatically enabled. Also, I'll go back to that in a sec. This right here is his own custom character creator. I've never seen anything quite like it, but this is his character creator. Granted, you can't put a face light on your guy here because it's a completely different framework here. But what's interesting is not only can you pick your class, you could also not only can you pick your race, you can also pick a class. So for instance, okay, so let's go with a Breton, right? We'll do a Breton for this playthrough. It's a weird reset. And then you can select from all these different types here. And I believe this ties back into that character menu or character sheet mod that came out recently, where you have like an Oblivion type preview of the stats going on with your character. I believe these tie back to that, which is very clever. So like we want a spell sword, right? So spell sword, then your traits. Now I'm not sure if this is using a base of a separate mod and just presenting itself differently, but it's really cool how you can see it all here. So we'll go with, let's see. Okay, that's good. We need good carrying weight. Let's go with that. Oh, no, we're not done. We're not gonna make this guy. Whoops. Okay, let's look at some of the presets. Okay, maybe we'll stick with that guy. We'll bulk him up a little bit like we usually do. I've been watching some of my videos and I noticed that I spent a little bit too much time in the video in this beginning part. So I'm gonna try my best to speed that up moving forward. But this character creator in particular is pretty cool to look at. Since it's custom, we're spending a little bit of time here. Eyes. Eye color. Again, there's no face light here, so you kind of gotta bear with that. I think he's gonna probably add some kind of feature to it. He was saying maybe moving this character closer to the fire pit would alleviate some of that. But the cool thing is, you could do show race menu once you're in the game, and then it basically just captures your background. So kind of like character menu or character sheet where you look at a close-up of your character. It's probably using the same technique there. So wherever you are, you can hit show race menu and it just takes you to wherever you're standing, where the lighting could be better if it's the daytime, of course. Okay, I think we'll go with kind of a neutral eye color there. Eyebrows. Let's see here. Okay, we'll go with that one there. And his hairstyle. Oh, that's a pretty cool hairstyle. I've never seen that before. I actually kind of like that. We just stumbled upon it. Okay, we'll go with like a light brown. I'm actually liking the way this guy's looking. Facial hair. Yeah, he looks a little rough. Let's go with clean cut. Oh, this looks good. Okay, so the hair doesn't have a number. You know how usually we can go back to the hairstyle we like because there's a number? Just keep in mind it's a slider on here with no number assigned to it. So I'm not going to risk losing it. I'm just going to hit... plus I want the video to kind of progress. So we're just going to go ahead and start. And let's see. Breton. What should we name a Breton spell sword? Let's go with Xander. Side with the Imperials. I don't know why the top just said I'm a racist. That's weird. The top right, it said you're a racist in the beginning. Okay, so we should probably give a moment. Sometimes they tell you to wait for the MCMs to clear. Sometimes they don't, but I think it's good practice to wait for the MCMs to kind of clear before we leave this area. And it's cool. The starting area basically is just where you either if you're not going to skip the intro or if you take part in the intro, basically you create your character inside this cave and then you just start. I just realized there's no alternate start in this list, which is cool because he's going for a vanilla plus, right? So you know, that stays true to his design choice. I can tell this is, I believe, untarnished UI. And the textures look pretty good. I mean, this is, again, this is no EMB, guys. And if you pull up the community shaders tab, you'll see that I disabled frame gen and I'm going native FSR 3.1 here. Because I have a 9070 XT, we're going with the FSR instead of DLSS. I don't think there's even DLSS if there is. If you have an AMD card. I do have this list, the exact same version on my laptop that I've been kind of messing with, as if you might have seen one of my posts. And that one has DLSS in this section. Okay. And buttons, get an idea of the buttons. I did swap some stuff around when I trying to see if this list ran on my computer. So I swapped the photo mode around so I can take photos. And I believe that's it for the most part. Yeah, photo mode, map, journal. Oh, one more thing about photo mode I always forget to do is turn that off. So giving an idea of the MCM, how it looks, you can see what kind of mods we have here. So swiftly order squad, it looks like, to which I like. It helps you manage your followers. It warps them to you. You can tell them to wait. You have sky parkour here. You have simplest horses to manage the horses. You have a stress and fear system, a survival system. You got good quality of life things. So he has a fully updated version of Smooth Cam, which allows you to have many presets. You can have 12 presets loaded up. We're going to try the base preset just for now, just to see how it goes. And then what else do we have? We have one-click power attack, precision. We have hotkey reminder, which is cool. We have a helmet toggle, which I like. We have FEC for those effects, magic effects on the enemies when you kill them. Experience. So basically, that's the mod that gives you experience points for like traveling and etc. We also have dismembering framework, which is great. A lot of the modern things that we like in our list nowadays. Dynamic activation key, follower stats, immersive interactions, which is cool, and sanguine symphony for the blood, for the blood visuals, and I believe there's also paragliders in this list. Well, I know for sure there's a paraglider in this list. I don't know if we'll have time to go get it, but there are paragliders. $12 minutes. I think I kind of just kept it around the same amount of time to start playing as usual. But there's a lot of information to go over in the beginning to talk about, and I think you guys probably find that useful. The ones of you that stop by and leave comments. Okay, so we're looking at the FPS here. We're doing 42 FPS. Again, this is native 4K with FSR on natural, on native, I should say, with no frame gen.
But I don't think we should stick.
Cool thing about this list though is if you have frame gen enabled and have FSR quality on, or DLSS quality, it's like super unnoticeable. When I first tried this list out, I had to message the mod list author and ask him like, what kind of sorcery you got going on in this list, because I'm getting 100 FPS on native 4K. And then that's when he told me, hey, look in the community shaders tab, you'll see that frame gen is on. But I couldn't believe it because it looked natural. It looked good. I couldn't tell. Even though there was no lag, I was trying to test if there was lag anywhere, and I couldn't. And then because I haven't used community shaders much, I didn't know that there's a setting in there that's enabled there. This is a cool mod here, Book of Origins. You can kind of pick like a backstory to yourself. So yeah, choose your backstory. Now, I haven't looked into this mod too much before, but I'm pretty sure it adds characters to the game, even assets to the game. So the road calls to you. You wish to see all of Skyrim, including every city, every hold, civil unrest, and war be damned. There are stories to uncover, mysteries to witness. Curiosity will guide you while you visit every capital. So I guess that's kind of fitting for the Skyrim Marathon. So let's go ahead and pick that. Yeah, visit every city in Skyrim. That's funny. Okay, well, we're gonna try. We're gonna make our way to Riverwood, then we'll hit up Whiterun, and then I think today's run, we're gonna run towards Markarth and make our way around that way. So that's our character. Let's equip some of the stuff we got. So fur, bracers. I'm gonna favorite some of this stuff here. Do we have any magic? We have flames. Awesome. Oh, interesting. You can administer potions or poison to a friendly target. I don't know why you want to do poison. That's kind of cruel, but that's cool. Alright, so we can already do the spell sword type of gameplay. Oh, okay. The fire sounds great. It's enhanced audio. It's really loud.
Listen, you should go to Solitude and join up with the Imperial Legion. We could really use someone like you. And if the rebels have themselves a dragon, General Tullius is the only one who can stop them.
So right now the frame rate is pretty similar to what an EMB would give you of this quality. And again, I'm trying to play it kind of apples to apples as much as possible between lists. So that's why I'm not playing with the frame gen on. But I encourage you, if you do get this list, I'm going to turn off survival too, so we don't get hit with that too much. But this list is meant to be played with survival, so keep that in mind, guys. But it could slow us down quite a bit if it starts to impact like our speed and all that, and then we won't be able to see as much cover as much ground in this list. So right off the bat, like the little location pop-ups there that come up is really cool. You can tell this area is overhauled. This tower is not usually here, coming out of Helgen.
Always used to give me nightmares. Draugr creeping down the mountain to climb through my window at night. That kind of thing. I admit, I still don't much like the look of it.
Yeah, this tower is new. Let's check out the... Sorry, my nose is so itchy right now for some reason. Let's check out the audio. Let's turn the music up a little bit. So it has physics on the armor, which is great.
These are the guardian stones. 3 of the 14 ancient standing stones that dot Skyrim's landscape. Go ahead and see for yourself.
Let's go with the Mage Stone.
Mage. Well, to each his own. It's not for me to judge.
Don't judge me. You are judging.
I hope that dragon
Advar.
is still flying around there.
So there is that mod in here where you don't know their name until you click on them. It just says their race. Look at that clarity. So I don't think there's a depth of field on this list. Like you can see the tower over there and the barrel pretty clearly.
Listen,
This area looks overhauled as well, because I don't think this Ember Shard mine is... Well, maybe I've been playing too many modded lists. I don't think this right here looks normal. But maybe I've been looking at the modified Ember Shard mine entrance this whole time on my list. So because he wants to go with the vanilla ++ style on the mod list, we're going to keep a close eye to see if things look like overhauls for the cities, or if they kind of kept it vanilla looking. I like the way the fire sounds.
Dragon is still flying around there.
So I can tell right now, this is not Sigma animation, so I can tell you right now the hitboxes are probably going to be great for first-person combat. As you may have seen if you watch a lot of my list, or maybe experienced yourself, Sigma sword animations is notorious for having like kind of bad impact on the hitboxes. Although he has released a lot of updates recently where he addresses that. But This I believe is probably comprehensive first-person animation overhaul. I could be mistaken. Don't quote me on that.
Ain't every day we get visitors in Riverwood.
But I know for sure it's not Sigma.
Of course. But what's all this about? What are you two doing here?
I'll take that. Thank you. It's very nice of you. Does he always give stuff to you? Because I don't remember that.
In Helgen? That explains what I saw earlier. Flying down the valley from the south. I was hoping I was wrong about what I thought it was.
So this mod list has Oblivion interaction camera. So basically that's why Ed does like the zoom in. I personally use that on the apostasy list I play primarily, and I find it is really reliable. It's a very simplified mod for doing this. I believe that the other one, BottleRim, uses the other type of mod that does that. It's very complicated compared to Oblivion conversation or interaction camera.
A dragon here in Skyrim. What's
Let's start a 2-hour timer. 2-hour
First the
timer.
war, now dragons. Trouble loves come.
Okay.
So,
Alright, well, we find ourselves
what
doing
happens
quests
here?
right now, but really what we should be
Come on
is we
inside.
should be running, so
Secret will get you some-
we'll leave them to that and we'll go about our day. So this is Riverwood. We look at the textures on the ground, they look pretty good. The rocks look great. Now, I'm not sure, but write in the comments if you're sure, but I'm pretty sure that community shaders has some type of parallax going on as well, because these rocks usually are indicator if parallax is on, and these look pretty good. They don't look flat, they kind of stick out at you. So I can tell right now there's a light overhaul here, but it respects kind of the vanilla look of Riverwood. There's usually not this many platforms. Also, the jumping animation they use on this list is Dova Jump, which I personally use that a lot. The water looks great. There's a little bit of a glow around our guy that looks a little bit strange. What the hell? A little bit of a glow around him. I'm pretty sure I'm not imagining that. And his face has this kind of a... Let's take a close up. Yeah. The facial features are not quite the same as you would see in an EMB just yet, but everything else seems pretty on par, if not maybe better, some would say, than an EMB. As far as performance wise though, I would say I'm getting similar performance to an EMB right now, from what I can tell. I know community shaders has been known to have better performance, so we'll see about that as we run through the list. But it's performing pretty well. It's performing decent. Like above 40 is what I always say feels pretty good on a 4K experience. Yeah, I already know it's gonna be a pretty brutal world because that wolf took a chunk out of me. I have a good feeling about this list. I have a good feeling about the stability of it. Usually, I think that's coming from the thought that Vanilla Plus mod lists usually have really good stability from what I've been testing. But the fact that it's community shaders as well kind of gives me a notion for some reason that it's going to be more stable. But we're going to find out on our run if we hit any issues at all. I can tell you right now, it's not going to have issues with the compass going missing from Quick Loot, because Quick Loot is not part of this list at all. And I think now modlist authors are starting to catch on to that issue more, that it's not becoming a standard thing you'll see on a lot of lists. So this is a very green Whiterun iteration, for the outskirts at least. I'm pretty sure the interior is going to match the same too. Now this list is running the newest version of OAR, which is 3.0.1. I'm actually on 2.5.6 right now, which is kind of an old but stable version of it. But I've been curious to see, I've been looking at reviews, and been looking at reviews or a comment section on OAR. And some people have been experiencing crashes with the new version. Interesting little aim. You have like a little aiming icon that pops up here, it looks like. That's cool. I've never seen that before. In third person, you see the little white circle there? What? I didn't even see him hit me. Okay, we're gonna find out if there's a death alternative to this list at all, or if I'm just reloading back to my last save. Okay, so there's no death alternative in this game. We're just reloading back to our last save. So I'm gonna spare you guys having to wait and watch me run back. I'm gonna go ahead and do all this off camera and then run back, and then we're gonna continue the 2-hour timer. And I should make sure I save more often. Okay, I'm back, and we're at the scene of where I died last. We're gonna keep our distance this time. Whoa, 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 whoa! What the f— I was just help— oh my god, are you serious?
I'll let you live this time.
They came at me.
Getting tired of hanging around talking all day.
Jesus. They came at me pretty hard just now. Alright, so I want to show you guys the race menu, so you can see how it works there. So you see that? And now you can see your character's face more in the light now that it's daytime. Anyways, that's how it works. Oh, you got pick his name. Okay, so keep in mind now. Look what I almost missed. When you open show race menu, if you don't pay attention to your class, it's gonna shift it back again. So it's gonna shift it back to like the first selection on the menu. So spell sword, and we picked— what did we pick? No. Let's pick gifted this time. And Xander was his name. Okay, so keep that in mind if you're doing show race menu. So, okay, so we got 38 FPS here, 43. But because this is community shaders, you can swap it like most games on the fly here, right? So let me show you just— now pay attention to how the graphics look, right? So let's look over here, for example. Let's look at the ground here, okay? You see how the textures look? Or maybe we should do—
by Izmir, it's true. Adjust.
Her.
Let see him laugh his way out of that.
keep an eye on the surroundings.
Sounds like you've had quite the
Now we're
journey
gonna go
today.
FSR,
But you
and
were
we're gonna
gone
go
longer
to
than usual.
quality, right?
I got to thinking maybe you weren't coming back.
You
Now look
sound
at the
like my
FPS.
ma. Figured I was lying dead in a field somewhere.
60
Is that it?
FPS, 84 FPS,
Crossed my
82.
mind, yeah.
56, 55.
Riot and hell.
Huge jump in FPS. Now look at the ground.
Skyrim's gone mad, girl.
It looks the same.
Be careful out there.
Want to hear?
She looks the same. So, you know, and it's not frame gen, so there's not lag, right?
Hey, watch it.
It's not creating fake frames. So it's just rendering up from a lower resolution. I'm sure most of you know that. So now you're looking at the FPS and it's well above 50. You're getting a good experience now. I bet you indoors will boost over 100 even. So keep that in mind. That is cool with community shaders that you have that option on the fly that you can toggle. Although we're gonna run this list in native just so it compares well to the rest of the list that we run on this channel. So now we're back to 42 FPS. So keep that in your back pocket. I highly encourage you to use that feature and try it for yourself.
Halt. City's closed with the drive. Fine. But we'll be keeping an eye on you.
So it looks like you could add a death alternative quite easily, I imagine. There's some pretty like low impact
Come and trade
death
with me.
alternatives that
Great
maybe
deals to be made
you can
here.
find on Nexus. I've seen some come up recently, and I would install that before you start playing the list. That way you get a fresh, you're not installing something mid playthrough, and then see how that works out for you. There's ones that like have barely any requirements that you can download right now. I just don't remember the name off the top of my head.
We'll pay whatever it takes, but we must have more swords for the Imperial soldiers.
I just can't fill an order.
This is a
that
nice
size on
Whiterun.
my own. Why don't you swallow that stubborn pride of yours and ask Yorland Greymane for help?
I'd sooner bend my knee to
Going
hope
for
than
a
Stormcloak.
beggar.
Besides, Greymane would
Okay,
never
we're at
settle for
49 FPS, 52, 54, 53. This is pretty good in for native 4K in Whiterun, and the Whiterun looks good. It's not. This is not a like.
What brings you to the market?
I'm here to buy
This is not like a
I suppose you don't need to worry
low
about that.
graphic fidelity type mod list. This is. Everything's very clear. But I think like 61 FPS now. But because we're using community shaders, it's just not as heavy as the ENB is. And you know, this is definitely a moment where I can see why people say community shaders has good performance. Even the NPCs look pretty good.
Once I've made enough money trading with the Khajiit caravans, I'm going to buy the bannered mare from Hulda. Farewell.
We are the children of man. Talos is the true god of man, ascended from flesh to rule the realm of spirit. The very
That's a cool animation.
inconceivable to our elven overlord. Sharing a with man? They can barely tolerate our presence.
Oh, I forgot to start the timer. You guys got a bonus few minutes there. Alright, we got 1 hour and 54 minutes left. Okay, so interior lighting looks really good. And the performance is great, as expected. 75 FPS for a moment there. The lighting coming through looks good. The way the flames bounce off their surroundings looks really great.
My lord, please. This is no time for
The lighting looks good here.
What's the meaning of this interruption?
That's an
Jarl
interesting
Balrock
take
is
on
not
her.
receiving visitors. Well, that explains why the guards let you in. Come on then. The Jarl will want to
So,
speak to
you
you.
were at Hell.
Okay, I like this overhaul for
You saw
him.
this dragon with your own eyes? Really? But it's none of my concern who the Imperials want to execute. Especially now.
Yeah, look at the way the sun rays are coming through.
What exactly happened in Hell? Next time, deal with Abaddon.
Looks good. This list also for first-person animations uses a lot of jellyfishes mods. Okay, the splashing in the water works good. The ripples. It's got weight in water, so it slows you down a little bit as you're walking. And you also have the animation that makes it look like you're walking in water. I believe that comes from a mod called EVG Conditional. If I'm not mistaken. Oh no, maybe I'm mistaken. It comes from a certain mod. Maybe immersive interactions or something of that sort. I do know, like, for example, I think BottleRim had weight in water, but it didn't have the animation that shows that you're getting slowed down in water. It just slowed you down, but your guy looked like you're walking normal still.
Battleborn, give me your money. I don't have any money. You better give me 5 septims right
Oh,
now.
we should check out Bellathor's. Again, Bellathor's is a good example of lighting.
Family's honor is important to you, but we can't afford it.
They have good window lighting and a good fire pit in there too, so there's a good play of lights in there. Let's go check it out. Also, if you try waiting in this list, it's interesting. You can't just wait. You actually have to sit down somewhere and then it lets you wait. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this list has EVG conditional idols or something like that. Or conditional animation. Conditional animations. Yeah, that guy looks good.
I'd even buy one of your relatives if you're looking to sell. Yeah, that's a little joke.
Yeah, this looks really good. The fire looks good. The moose head looks pretty good. Yeah, I mean, we've played a couple lists now with community shaders. I know we played at least one, but none of them quite left an impact graphically on me as this does right now.
No, nothing. Nothing of our struggles, our suffering.
And what of my son?
Okay, it's not often we cut through the grasslands, but today we're gonna cut through the grasslands on our way to Markarth. We usually run through Riverwood, but because we came from Riverwood today, we're gonna cut through the grasslands. If you're watching this video and you're not subscribed to the channel, if you do like the content that you're watching, it would help me out a lot. It would help me continue making this type of content. Please subscribe if you do like it. You'll also, in return, get notified if you turn on notifications, or at least if you come back to the channel, you'll get to see more mod list reviews and coverage of other games eventually as well. Okay, so there's a little bit of overhaul on the horses. There's also the horsepower animation overhaul, which allows you to control the horse better in this list as well. Which I feel is honestly the best mod you can do right now for horses. And the way they feel when you ride them. So we're getting 33 FPS here. 35. Now, okay, this is the moment where we're struggling, okay? So let's take a look here. I'm going to switch it over to quality. Now we're at 50 FPS. you can't even tell. Let's look at this rock, for example. This is a close-up, right? Native, quality, native, quality, native, quality. Quality. Okay. Native. You can't tell. Or even look at this scenery. Okay. Quality, native. Okay, this is quality, this is native. Now this right here, this gets real blurry, right? This is ultra performance. Then you get performance. But between native and quality, you can't tell. There's a lot of people with good hardware out there that refuse to use FSR or DLSS, and they also refuse to use FrameGen. And so I'm doing this review so you can gauge based off of my hardware that you can see in the description section what to expect out of your hardware. Most people realize, you know, what GPU they have and how it compares to a 9070 XT right now. So if you're rocking a 5080 or a 5090 or a 5060, you can gauge based off of this whether you can what you can get natively or what you can get with FrameGen or FSR on or DLSS, and what resolution, right? You can totally play 2K native without any FSR quality on, just FSR native or DLSS native, and you'll be fine. You'll have over 60 FPS guaranteed. So it looks like right now though native has kind of calmed down. We're at 45 FPS. It did drop a little low earlier, but right now it's pretty good. The running animations, you can tell, are not vanilla. Even though this is a vanilla plus mod list, there's a lot of nice updates to it. As I was saying earlier before I got taken down, is there's this cool little guide here. This white circle with a little bit of a dark gray circle around it that increases as you're aiming at something. See, it increases as I'm looking at that guy there. The only issue I can have with this list, I should say, so far from what I can tell, is because it's supposed to be a more challenging mod list. You expect it to die pretty often, I imagine, and so a death, especially in today's day and age, with modded Skyrim, how you have to restart the whole game is recommended every time you die. I think a death alternative mechanic of some sort, probably one of those low impact ones I mentioned, that are kind of new on Nexus right now, is probably the way to go with this list, and I think that'll just be icing on the cake there. Then you never have to restart it, especially if this list is as stable as it's coming off as right now. Then I mean, you can play for hours, I imagine, without having to restart the game. This is that modded town out here. I don't think it's Rorikstead, it's something else. Oh, hey, we gotta look at the map here. Okay, so it looks like a nice overhaul of the vanilla style map. Honestly, this is my favorite style map. I'll use the paper maps, they're fine, and they seem complicated to uninstall and switch out. But really, this is the kind of map that I like. It's more nostalgic. And speaking with the modlist author, and you'll see in the Q&A section of the description of the video, he wanted this to be kind of a nostalgic feeling when you play this list. Kind of like how when it first came out on Xbox 360, he wanted that same feeling back. What happened here? You got any good gear? Okay. We're a little scavenger here. Little poncho. That's interesting. I'm not a fan of it, but that's interesting. It could go with your style depending on how you make your guy look. Alright, we see some fight going on up here. Is it a fight? Oh, yep. Oh my god. Gotta play it safe. There we go. Alright, let's finish her off with the sword. Yeah. Got any good gear on you? It looks like you got some good gear. Yeah, look at that. Alright, cool. We also know this game is safe for work, as you can tell. I'm liking the way our guy looks. I like the way the whole backdrop looks right now, actually. Let's try on that gear, though. So you can tell right now that there's some not advanced, but modified equipment in the game. I think that looks cool. It doesn't look like it has SMP physics to it though, which is unfortunate. But it still looks pretty cool. I would continue rocking it. This is another overhauled area too. I don't recognize that little archway there. This person looks like they're waiting to ambush somebody. Getting stronger. It's good we get to see how the rain works in this game. I can see some splashes on the ground. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool. It's very small little splashes. And the sky definitely reflects the fact that it's raining. Oh yeah, look at this puddle here. Was it splash? No, of course. I don't think it's that advanced yet for Skyrim modding, but that would have been cool if it did splash. I really like the location pop-ups that come up. That font is really clean too. Yeah, look at this scene right here. It looks fantastic. This looks like high quality, high graphical fidelity, and you pay for it a little bit in native at 38 FPS. But now I'm addicted to toggling this because it's so easy. But go to quality, and now you're enjoying something very similar looking at 54 FPS instead. See, so 38 FPS and 54 FPS. And it looks the same.
Pig sticker like that's not going to get
It
you
looks the
far.
same, man. He's still sharp around the edges and everything. Look at that. $60 FPS. Look at that sorcery, man. That's sorcery right there. Bravo, community shaders, and bravo to Bottle for making this list integrate so well with community shaders features. Now I'm just going off of memory here how to get to Markarth. And I kind of want to, in my head, do it without looking at the map real quick. See if I can make it just off of memory. It should be pretty straightforward. Oh yeah, this rain and everything. Great vibe going. All the surfaces look nice and wet. Our character, does he look wet? Yeah, our character looks like he's soaked as well. The water trickling off, the water hitting the rain hitting the surface of the water looks very good too. Okay, good. So it protects you from bad saving on this list. So I went to go save the game, but because there's a wolf coming at me, I think I'm already in a combat situation. So now it's grayed out instead. Okay, so the wolf is gone. And now we can save. Yeah. Really high quality. Even the textures. Everywhere you look, it looks good. I am impressed with community shaders and how well they sell the rain hitting the ground and the water hitting the water. I also love the way his flames look and sounds. Good enhancements. Good sound effects for the thunder as well. I can't tell what time it is in the game unless I open the map, so I'm looking at it this way. So 5:24 p.m. So yeah, if you're playing this game and you're not a stickler for having to stick with native, do yourself a favor and just turn on quality FSR. It looks amazing. It looks the same. It's not often I say that. Usually I notice those differences in games, and I try to stay native as much as possible.
Hey, friend. It's good to see another merry soul
But
enjoying this fine day. All right.
yeah, I can't tell in this game. $39 FPS. Look at that. And then he had frame gen on earlier too, so really, and the frame gen looked really good and felt really good. You could be running this area here. See, this is 55 FPS with the FSR quality on. But you could be running this area on 4K at 100 FPS, granted frame gen and FSR, but because you have FSR or DLSS quality on, you're getting naturally 60 FPS, hopefully, or close to that. And when you throw frame gen on something that has about 60 FPS already, it feels natural and smooth. Versus if you're throwing frame gen on something that gives you 40 FPS. So together, they feel, I think it's a perfect combo. And in exchange, you get really responsive gameplay still. And you also get almost the same graphical fidelity. For 100 FPS on a 4K screen, that looks graphically identical to almost identical to 4K native. This is probably the best iteration I saw of the use of FSR and frame gen. But anyways, for the record, I turned it off. Now we're back on native. If you didn't catch that a moment ago. Okay, I'm pretty sure we're close, but I don't want to overshoot it. I'm gonna look at the map. Okay, we're gonna turn right. I really like this map. This mod list author is very skilled. I can tell just by the way this list runs. And the way it looks. And the way it plays too. I like the combat. It doesn't seem to dabble and complicate things too much by going into like a stance system. And that's probably by design. Again, this is a vanilla plus kind of theme he's going for. But I mean, your combat is what it is. You don't have to mess with it and worry about, okay, what stance should I choose? Keeps it nice and simple.
Damn Stormcloak rebels. Wonderful.
I think we're gonna check out this city. We're gonna find a place to sit down and then roll the time towards the day, because you can't wait unless you sit down. And then from there, we're gonna explore the city a little, and then we're gonna head out. No, the rain is not letting up. Oh wait, I gotta save her life.
Everyone stay back. The Markarth city guard have this all under control. There are no force here.
Yeah, there seems to be a glow around the characters and the NPCs. I think there's a mod that gets rid of that. I wonder if I'm imagining it. I don't think I'm imagining it.
Right on the streets. Are you alright? Did you see what happened?
Oh, I think you dropped this. Some kind of note. It's important.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you right now. When I try to wait, it says I should find somewhere to sit at the top right there. So we're gonna find somewhere outdoors to sit so we can see how the light changes. Anywhere to sit out here? Not really, huh?
What is this? That's what you call it? In the Legion, we would call it. Look how brittle that is.
I'm sorry. I just... The cold gets so hot.
Okay, we leveled up based off of that mod experience because we've been traveling so much. Shrine of Talos. I guess we're gonna just see the city now since I'm already running around. So this is always a good representation of lighting in Markarth, interior lighting. I like this shrine. Yeah, you see how the light kind of peeps out of that that pillar, that little side of the pillar there? And then a little bit of it kind of overflows over here, and then it starts to be mixed with the soft white light. This is really good interior lighting. Now, a little cool thing I saw on the LODs review was when you go into the Shrine of Talos, it switches the music to the Dragonborn Comes song. I don't know, is it Dragonborn Comes? No, it's a different song, but it's a Dragonborn song, I believe.
Excuse me. Do you know anything about them? Thank you for your time.
I like his armor. Alright, well it looks like we're gonna have to go maybe sit at this inn until daytime.
Come on in. The Silverblood Inn has plenty of strong drinks.
66, 69, 70 FPS. It's great. Let's go ahead and sit down. Yeah, I like the way the lighting looks in here, the way it bounces off our character too. And his armor. His hair kind of reminds me of like a Final Fantasy character's hair. Okay, so the wait timer pops up finally when you hit T. You have the Dragonborn skin on the modern wait timer list, or modern wait menu list, or
You
mod,
want a drink?
I should say, not list.
I should remind Klepper to clean this place up.
Is everything well?
Don't worry.
This right here looks like a brand new AAA game. I can tell you right now,
Ah, good.
you're not gonna find graphics this good in this scene here in even a new game that comes out. Like for example, Crimson Desert's coming out, and I'm gonna play that on this channel too. At least one video, and then if people like it, I'll keep making it more content. Maybe once a week I'll throw something on there. But I bet you won't find interiors that look this good in that game. I'm pretty confident when I say that, but we're gonna find out. Also, it looks like there's an autosave that took place there, which is interesting. Yeah, so make sure you turn those off. Save on rest, save on wait. Take a quick run around daytime in Markarth, and then we're gonna head out.
Excuse me.
You
Thank you for your time.
You asked me that question earlier, buddy. I don't know anyone in that house. Oh, look at that sun coming through. That looks awesome. I think there's a mod at play here. I think it's called Slip on Slopes or something of that sort. Is when you take fall damage, you end up just ragdolling. Oh yeah, look at this scene right here. I like this blacksmith station. I tried to show it the other day on BottleRim, but it just didn't look the way I wanted it to with the time of the day change. But like, the way the light catches in here looks really nice. This whole area reminds me of like an elven city. Something from like a Lord of the Rings or something of that sort. Alright, enough time in Markarth. We gotta make our way out to Dragon Bridge. Before we head out though, let me level up and we can take a quick look at the skill trees. Man, that looks really good right there. Alright, so level up. So for the most part, it kind of looks almost like a vanilla skill tree. I think there's a little bit of mods going on in there, but I can't be sure. I could be completely wrong, and this is 100% vanilla. And again, if he's trying to go for vanilla plus plus, that's totally feasible on why he didn't go and put anything else on top of that. So if you did modify your skill tree a little bit, forgive me if I'm wrong. Maybe you messed with some of the stats, maybe you didn't, but at first glance, that looked like a vanilla skill tree, which is cool. I can see why you would do that if you're trying to keep it, you know, close to the original Skyrim. And I think a lot of us people who like Skyrim, I think we like it because of the nostalgia factor. So I can see why a lot of modlist authors out there are trying to keep it as true as possible to what vanilla. They're trying to be respectful to what the vanilla game was. Not saying that modifying it completely into a different game is not respectful, but they're just trying to stay true to what the Skyrim nostalgic Skyrim that they played. No, you got like Nymph Savage World that completely overhauled the world, and so it gives you a different game to play. That's not a bad thing. It's just, it's not really Skyrim at that point. It's just a different game, and it's a good game. It's just different. And it almost takes like it's like a different game that takes inspiration from a game that you like, because it has some of the fighting mechanics and, you know, some of the remnants. It has a lot of remnants of Skyrim in Nymph Savage World, but it does completely change the game too in a lot of ways. Whoops. Let's try out one of the weapons we got. Something going on with the hitbox? Yeah, look. I'm swinging at the leg, but it's missing. Now it's hitting. Okay, now it's hitting a little bit. We'll keep an eye on that. Let's Also, let's favor that sword, because why are we gonna use the iron sword when we have that? Unless we do dual wielding a little bit. Okay, let's try dual wield. Okay, that looks pretty vanilla to me. The animations. Again, not a bad thing. It's a design choice. I think most people who can make a list of this sort can easily modify first-person animations. So if it's a vanilla animation, it could be just comprehensive first-person animation overhaul. But if it is a vanilla in any kind of way, it's a design choice. I really like this map. So like it again takes inspiration. It takes inspiration from the vanilla map, but it adds more modern detail to it. Look at like you can see the trees. If you zoom in, look at that. Wow, look at that even. You can see the what? That's amazing. Okay, so let's zoom in over here where we are. Oh man, I just found my favorite map I've ever seen on a list. Look at that. You can even see the tower here behind where Blind Cliff Cave is, because there is a tower up there too. Okay, well, we're running straight ahead. We're gonna see there's gonna be a bridge with like a dwarven twin tower there. Let's see if that's accurate. If it is, that's very impressive. Okay, I see a dwarven tower. I think it's pretty much going to be exactly what we saw on the map. That's awesome. That's a nice attention to detail there. Also in this list, they did add that mod that makes you have to hold the sprint button, so you can't just toggle it. Look at this. This is an overhaul. That map had to be made with this overhaul in mind, because this is not normally here. That's insane attention to detail. Okay, now look at this. I know where Dragon Bridge is, even though I didn't discover it, because I can see the bridge right here. So I just run down this road here. There's gonna be a bridge, keep running, and then another bridge. Right? Am I right? No, that wasn't even the bridge. Look, you actually have the Dragon Bridge here with the details of the Dragon Bridge. Now we're gonna see also, this looks like an overhauled Dragon Bridge with these little castle towers. We're gonna see if that's the same overhaul that they have in Dragon Bridge. If it is, that's freaking crazy. I'm super impressed with this list. Alright, we're not taking on this person. This person is like freaking like level, I don't know, their level is red. Definitely not gonna take her on. Yeah, there's that bridge we saw on the map there. If you ever play with the paper map mod, you'll see that that mod is pretty inaccurate sometimes. So it's kind of impressive how accurate this mod seems to be for the map. Like, see, okay, right here. I'm on the water here. There's a bridge over there. I'm on the water here. There's a bridge over there. With this little bandit camp right here that you can see it right here on the map. You can see the bandit camp, the structures of it. Yeah, this is the absolute definitive best map you can put on any mod list. I think everybody who's a modder should take notes on this. In my opinion, this is the best map you can find. The swimming animations are a little weak. And I know there's a simple OAR mod you can download to get better swimming animations. I forgot who makes it, but I don't see why you can't just add that. You don't have to do any Nemesis or Pandora running at all. And then your swimming just looks more modern. We'll try that scepter next. Falmer arrows. If I was a detective, I would have to say that this is a Falmer attack. That's interesting. I just took the... Oh yeah, it's like Red Dead Redemption. You even have the animation of the knife cutting. That's interesting. And I had the cutting animation when I just took just the meat. Alright, we're coming up on Dragon Bridge. And is it gonna have the twin towers there with the castle walls? Let's see. It does. It does. Oh my god, that is an amazing attention to detail, man. Look at that. And then the accuracy of where I am on the map. I'm standing right in front. I don't know how to do it, honestly. I have to look into the MO2 and see how he pulled it off, or maybe even ask him. I don't know how he pulled that off. Either the map is made to come with this overhaul for the entire world, and so it all matches, or this map actually draws. I don't imagine that happening. The map actually makes these structures based on the overhauls you have in it by scanning the world. That'd be amazing if it does do that. But I don't know how it's taken into account these different overhauls that he chose for this list. I don't know how it's all matching up like that.
along, no more stops. We need to find our way to Solitude.
Why are we even going to a wedding at this far-flung end of the Empire anyway?
I told you it's the wedding of Victoria Vici, an extremely well-connected.
46 FPS. Quality FSR. 68, 69 FPS. 65. Let's look. These things usually are quick to show, right? Leaves. So let's see. FSR off. On. Off. On. So this is FSR on. Off. You can kind of see it, but it's so subtle that you don't really see it unless you're staring at something, and then even then you don't know if your mind's playing tricks on you. How fast is time moving? 2:48 p.m. Yeah, this is an overhauled Solitude as well. Let me see. Yeah, it's back to native again.
If you come to Solitude to join the Legion, speak to Ricker. If not, keep your nose clean while you're here. You'll end up like Rob.
Yeah, this list doesn't ask for much space too. So 331 gigabytes. 204 of it is the install, 127 is the downloads. So you can literally install it, and like I did, I deleted the downloads afterwards. And so this is only taking up 204 gigs on my computer, which is pretty awesome for so much that you get here.
You should tell her that her uncle is scum that betrayed his wife. That she know now, Alvar.
All heart in him.
Rogver, you helped Ulfric Stormcloak escape the city after he murdered High King Torring. By opening that gate for Ulfric.
You see even this plant here? The leaves are moving.
There was no murder.
Liar.
Story. He beat the High King in fair combat.
Yeah, this is sad.
Such is the ancient custom
Poor
of
guy.
Skyrim and all Nords.
That is ancient custom.
God, prepare the prison. I don't need it. Very well, Rogver.
Yeah, it's an overhaul for sure, but it's a subtle overhaul. It's nothing quite as extensive as what you'll find in a LODs or a Novus. Or a Mages and Vikings even. Okay, and that answers the question that was in the back of my head. Yeah, there's no LOTD on this list. Again, if you're going for vanilla plus, you're not going to have LOTD in the list usually. Alright, let's look at the lighting inside the Blue Palace. That's an overhauled entrance to Blue Palace, by the way. That's definitely not the vanilla Blue Palace entrance. Yep, the lighting looks great in here. I love the way the window shadows come through. You see even the shadows of the design in the window? Granted, that window there is a bit pixelated, but I mean, that looks great.
Please don't interrupt the court.
Unnatural magics are coming from that cave. There are strange noises and lights. We need someone to investigate.
Then we will immediately send out a legion to scour the cave.
He's talking about Potenma. I was listening to a book I read inside this game, thanks to the voices of Skyrim books. The mod that reads it to you. But what I overheard was that Potenma was the Queen of Solitude at one point. And let's just say a lot of stuff went south and she started messing with dark magic. I have to listen to it again to get all the details, but basically she was the queen. And kind of got involved with the wrong crowd somehow. Alright, so we got an hour left to run. I think you got a gist of this area. We're gonna take a quick peek inside of the Winking Skeever and then we're gonna head out. What time is it? Oh, everyone's going for happy hour. It's 4:08. Well, people are going early for some drinks. Oh, good thing we came in here. This is overhauled. I've never seen this area overhauled before. At least not like this. The layout has changed.
Hey,
I'm glad we came in here. Okay, see, so there's the bar here. This guy, he's still programmed to work the bar, but the bar changed. So he's standing there, leaning against an invisible countertop. It's funny. I mean, you can only do so much, man. You can't reprogram him. Oh look. Okay, so there's an invisible thing there that goes away. Yeah, I mean, these things happen when you overhaul the layout of somewhere.
Feel free to make requests.
So she's the bard. But she's hanging out back here. I wonder if she's like getting her mind right for the show. Okay, so this I like this about the mod. Because there's survival in the mod and the mod list, there's a dynamic activation key which allows you to just hold shift, and then if you hit the action button, which is E, then you could just eat that item straight up instead of having to get it in your inventory and then eat it. I like that. That should be a standard, honestly. But for some reason, like Novus, for example, it has dynamic activation key, but for some reason that feature doesn't work. Alright, 59 minutes, 40 seconds left. We're gonna hit Morthal and then Dawnstar. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is the vanilla exterior to Solitude. So there's a good mix of overhauls, but it doesn't go all the way through. So this is, yeah, so this is vanilla outside. Now I'm starting to doubt, was there even an overhaul on the outskirts? I think there was even a little bit leading up to it, but not much. That's a nice view right here. Take some screenshots for you guys too, so you can see it on a post of this upcoming video before it comes out. But also I could use them for thumbnails. So remember I said this area in every video, this area is the hardest on your GPU. We're at 30 FPS right now. Can make our way to Morthal next. You know what I think would be cool? If you could do this, since this map is already awesome. I like it when there's no map markers to show you where the major cities are. But I like the fact that you can zoom into the map and actually see like structures. I think getting rid of, when you first start the game, getting rid of the map markers of the major cities, and then that's it, and then keeping everything else the same would be super awesome. Because if you're playing this game for the first time, especially if you're playing Skyrim for the first time, and you are smart enough to have played this list as the first one, you would have so much fun just looking at the map and zooming in and like, I think there's a town there, and then finding out that you're right and discovering it for the first time. I can only imagine it's kind of a magical feeling. Alright, there's some enemies up ahead. So 30 FPS in this area. Very common, again, in this area. For some reason, it's really heavy on your computer. And, well, maybe not for some reason. There's a lot of trees going on here. Now, let's go ahead and do FSR quality and see if that helps. Okay, so now we're at 40 FPS. 38, so it's still pretty rough. I like the way the fire looks. Well, 35, 34 FPS even with FSR on. Okay, 38. Yeah, pretty rough still. So I can only imagine going back to native. 27. I get turned around. I got turned around. We gotta sit down and rest and wait inside of Morthal. There it is. That way we can go back running at daytime. So interesting. So it's cold here. So our guy's making the animation. If it, well, now he's making the tired animation. That he's cold, but then you also see snowflakes building up on your character. I haven't really noticed that before on other lists.
What's the Jarl going to do about it?
I think this is just a retextured vanilla layout Morthal.
Please, enough already. I have told Ygritte of your concerns.
Nothing wrong with that. Now we're going to Dawnstar next.
Should look after you all. Please, go about your business.
There's no need for wizards in our midst.
I keep hearing dragons. I really like how the fire sounds like a flamethrower.
Leave me alone.
I don't have time for this foolishness. Now come along quietly, and we won't have to get rough. Brother, I think she's telling the truth.
I'm not going anywhere. Now back off before I do something drastic.
She doesn't have the scum. What?
Never seen them out here before. Usually they're like closer to... Well, actually, I've seen them close to Riften before, and I've also seen them close... I've seen them in the Reach before, too. I can't tell you how impressed I am with the map, by the way. Interesting. I've never seen that before. So that must be a new area, or I just never seen it ever in my runs. What's going on here? What happened? They were attacking somebody over here. Who are they attacking? I don't see them anymore. Robbers. Oh, wait. They had gear on them. Almost just left without taking their gear. Alright, let's try out some of their heavy armor. But also, let's try out some of their weapons, too. Oh, there's a little bit of a cape. Alright, let's see what they got here. Steel sword. A double... two-handed sword, which is cool. Helmet, iron armor. This is like some cheap superhero cape. This right here, see this sprint right here? This looks vanilla. Like a vanilla animation. And I think this might be vanilla as well, the swing. Oh man, this saber cat, really? This snow cat? Okay, I'm not gonna win that battle. I need to run. Oh shit, I can't run. Alright, flame on. Not punch, come on, what are you doing? Get away! Get away! Oh yeah, we survived that. I can't believe we survived that. I thought I was gonna die right there. Oh man, they're high level. No, let's not get into a fight with them. Our guy's rocking too many weapons. Let me unfavorite some of this stuff. And then also, you should know that you can control how big the font is, because this is a little too big for my taste. I believe if you go into, is it Sky? I think it's Sky UI, and you change the font size to small, for example, which is how I usually do it. Then you look at your, there you go. So that's the size I usually like my font. So you can change that quite easily, as you can see. So what is this a good alternative to? I think this list, what this reminds me of, and I think what this would be a good alternative to, is a game like a list like Nordic Souls. I think if you like Nordic Souls, you'll like this list. And Nordic Souls does have a version of it that has PBR and PBR textures and community shaders as well. Community shaders. So you can get that type of experience there. But I mean, this will give Nordic Souls a run for its money, I think. This list is pretty dang good from what I can see right now. Even running at night is pretty nice. It's pretty rough performance-wise right now in this area. We're getting 33 FPS. We're gonna go sit at the inn and rest until the daytime, but also take a look at the interior of this area.
Let me know if you want. Think I got a clean mug around here.
Okay, cool. So he has automatic, he takes his helmet off automatically when he's indoors, which is kind of cool. I like that.
They're just dreams. Please.
Listen to your friend, Trooper. They are just dreams, my dear. I assure
I really like this hair. Again, this is the custom hair. I've never seen this in other lists before, so he added something to his list that isn't common. I really like the lighting here and how the lighting is
Give him a chance to speak.
shining onto these
Trying to help us.
NPCs. You see how it's kind of like covering her
Please. I'm doing what I can to end these nightmares.
and like partially covering him.
All I ask is you remain strong and put your trust in Lady Markarth.
I will. Thank you.
There's that dragon sound again. All right, so what do we see here? I see
I've been looking for you.
Hey.
Got something I'm supposed to deliver.
I've never seen a courier deliver to somebody else before.
Let's see here. I have a letter here for you.
I understand.
Looks like that's it. Got to go.
Divine safe.
I've never in my entire time playing Skyrim, I've never seen a courier deliver a letter to somebody else. That's a first. Yeah, I think this is just a retextured Dawnstar. Okay. So this here shows a pretty vanilla looking Winterhold, which isn't common nowadays. Usually there's a huge overhaul going on there. So let's go and see if it really looks like that. From what I've seen before, this list overhauls matches the map, so we'll see for sure if that's the case. I have not seen a vanilla Winterhold in a very long time. Well, since I played the vanilla playthrough on my channel. Anyways, that's Dawnstar. I gotta take this silly cape off. This cape is ridiculous. I don't want to look like a cheap superhero. There we go. The time of day, like the sunsets or the sunrises in Skyrim, especially modded Skyrim, but I think even in stock Skyrim or vanilla Skyrim, I've never seen a game quite do it as realistically, or at least in a way that, I don't know, that is as striking as it is here. I gotta take a picture of that. That's a really good shot. One more. Nice. Oh, look at this random chest we found. All right, we got 4 lockpicks. Wish us luck here. Okay, that's 1. No, no. No, no, no. I got 2 more left. Yes! Please be something. 3 septums and a lockpick? How disappointing. This looks really good. I gotta say, this right here with the snow and just the colors going on with the sunrise coming through the sun coming through the clouds. I've never experienced this area in such a beautiful way before. Dude, that wolf got taken out big time by that walrus. I don't want to mess with that walrus. He like one-shot him. Uh-oh, what's going on here? What's going on here? What is this place? Are you an enemy? Okay. I don't know. She's very distracted right now. I think she might have froze up. We'll keep going. FPS is really tanking here though. 32 FPS. Alright, now she's moving. What's she doing? I'm curious.
Need something? Take a look.
I gotta see. Okay, so this is pretty harsh right now. I gotta see how this feels with FSR quality on. Oh my god, night and day. 55 FPS? 53? The motion seems so fluid now. 60 FPS. Freaking magic, man. No difference. Okay, we gotta do a different check one more time, okay? Just so I know I'm not going crazy. We're gonna look at the ground here, at the plants and the rocks. Native. And then quality. Native. Quality. Native. Quality. Yeah, I don't see a difference. It's so subtle that I can hardly tell, if anything. Okay, I gotta double check. Okay, we're back at native, but we're coasting at 53 FPS right now, which is awesome. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think you can just adjust it like that with EMB, can you? You can't just toggle it off and on like instantaneously with EMB. In fact, I don't think I've ever turned on FSR anything with EMB. Is there even that option, or is it just native FSR? I've only ever heard of frame gen for EMB, and then FSR is just always seemed like just anti-aliasing. Okay, this is a very unique looking Winterhold. This is definitely an overhaul, that's for sure. But this overhaul is, yeah, I've never seen it before. It looks like it kind of stays true to being minimal, like the vanilla one. Except there's these towers up here that I've never seen before. I wonder if you can go up to them. "60 FPS. I don't know, man, what's going on here, but FSR is at native. Did I switch it on accident? No, I didn't. You see, like, I switched to the quality. It's at 85 FPS right now. So this is native, and it's near 60 FPS in Winterhold. Yeah, look at this tower up here. What is this? This is a total add-on. Alright, what's in here? Stone Cold Fortress. Maybe we'll see Stone Cold Steve Austin in here, huh? Oh, look at that lighting. The way it bounces off our character, it's amazing. It looks great. Yeah, Stone Cold Fortress? What is this place?
Hey.
Don't tell me this is the Jarl. This the Jarl. The Jarl lives here.
Good day.
This is insane. This is where the Jarl is. It usually is just a small hut inside the city, but he moved all the way up here. What else is in here? Oh man, now I'm excited to see what else is overhauled in this. There's an upstairs that's also behind a load screen. Interesting. And I mean, usually lighting sucks inside of overhauls, but the lighting looks really good in here. I don't know if that's just something community shaders can do, is just do lighting overall everywhere equally, even if it's an overhaul. Okay, this is interesting. There's a staircase leading to... Okay, well, if you ever come in here, just know that that's a dead end. Okay, wait, no, I came from there. Let me go check the other door across the way. Also, we leveled up. We should level up. Magicka. And we will do destruction. Alright, let's see what's in this door. Okay, it's a regular door. Ah, it's his bedroom. They even overhauled the soul gems to look nice. Oh, look, he's got this crazy looking, super shiny Ysgramor. It actually looks like the axe that you can just grab and use. Really cool spot. Alright, 27 minutes left. Oh, this would be a good little spot to jump off if we had a paraglider. I got a real like Game of Thrones type of vibe there with that Jarl's place. We'll take a peek real quick at this inn actually. Yeah, the Frozen Hearth. Let's see if it looks the same as the other list that we played last. Was it LODs? Yeah, no, this is overhauled as well.
I'm sorry, could you describe the smell? Like some horrible monster was turned inside out and then exploded. What did you do?
It was a minor miscalculation. I've already corrected it.
Just say the word if you need a drink or something to eat.
This is why people have a problem with your college, Markarth.
We may not have as much to offer as Whiterun or Solitude, but we'll do what we can to make your stay a pleasant one.
That's a nice little attention to detail too with the helmet toggle that comes off when you go indoors. And then whether you're first person or third person, you see the animation coming on and off. It's a really nice time of day here. What time is it? 1:21 p.m. I think we can make it to Windhelm before dark. Let's mark Windhelm on the map. So yes, let's see. Yep, it's accurate. It's 100% accurate to what's actually there. How the heck did they do it? Technically, I can see overhauls ahead of time. So okay, this is where those necromancers always attack me, coming down. And we make our way down to Windhelm. We cross this bridge here. Okay. Best map ever. The thing is, you can't just install it. I don't know how, again, I don't know how this map works. But it seems like you can't just install it on your list and everything will be accurate. This list matches the overhauls with the map, or the map matches the overhauls. Somehow they're in sync. I really gotta ask Bottle how he did this. As soon as this review is done, I'm gonna actually message him and ask him. You know, the cool thing about starting to do these kind of reviews is I actually get to talk to the modlist authors for all these amazing lists. And they're all really down-to-earth, really cool people. But it's just crazy to look at like your Discord, your direct message section, your messaging section just has like all these epic modlist authors all like communicated with glass and that you're friends with. It's really cool. To me, they were always seen as like these too busy to talk, untouchable people before I started doing these kind of reviews. But every single one of them responded to my messages whenever I asked them a question or told them I'm going to review their list. They'll respond like within a day or two, sometimes faster than that. And they'll usually answer my questions too. I'm still waiting on a couple modlist authors to answer questions where I can go back and edit the description section of their review videos, but for the most part, they're all very responsive.
Hand over your valuables, or I'll gut you like a
Alright,
fish.
what are we gonna do? You think he's tough? We're gonna find out. We're gonna test our two-handed sword against him.
Yes, actually. I'm not gonna ask again.
Don't you walk away from me.
Oh, this is spit on you.
Now here's a piece of cake. Wait, did he have good gear? No, he had like a knife and some leather armor. That's alright. Let's switch back to our main setup though. Really feel like it's shooting fire. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, I'm not making a dent in that guy. I gotta get out of here. Always taking shots at me. Look at these guys. The gauntlet. What was it? There was a list I played recently that was like, it was impossible to get past that area. At least now there's guards here that can help out. This is another thing that they added to this. Like, there's these guards. So Winterhold guards are all the way out here, guarding the area leading to Winterhold. That's pretty cool. I wonder when it's gonna switch over to Windhelm guards. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the third-person animations for attacking are vanilla. Bounty hunter. Oh, look at that bounty hunter's got some cool armor. Oh, interesting. And then, I mean, if you keep playing this game, you'll see that these are all the people that they're after, probably. Steel boots. Is that it? No, there's one more guy over here somewhere, huh? Where are you? Oh, there's a wolf. You with them? You're just trying to get in on the front, huh? Oh shit, this wolf is stronger than I was anticipating. Please, 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 please. Don't die. Oh god. Oh god, I didn't save. Save now. Where'd the rest of his body go? Maybe I burnt it. Let's see what I got. Rugged cape. No, not quite. It's clipping. Cool armor though. Okay, let's free this guy. Can we free him? There you go. You're free to go. I saved you. The daytimes look really crisp and clean. I gotta make sure I'm going the right way. Yeah, we're going the right way. Like if you saw a game or you saw screenshots of a game coming out soon and the screenshots look like the ones I'm taking here or just looking at like this here, wouldn't you be like super hyped for the game, thinking like it's totally a next gen game coming out? It's kind of a weird niche that this modded Skyrim scene is feeling because it's like it's an older game but it's filling the void for like a game that you want to play that is modern, like graphically modern. I don't know how to describe it in words exactly what I'm trying to say, but I guess for me it seems to be filling a spot where like I get the nostalgia, I get the fun and the familiarity of playing Skyrim, but then I also get like the satisfaction of playing something that looks like a current gen game, or even a next gen game I should say, not even current gen. And I can tell you right now, playing, you can play these lists, of course, if you have the hardware, you can play it in 4K, and you can enjoy it the way it looks here, right? But this is 4K 32 inches. If you have a weaker GPU, and you have a 2K monitor, for example, 2K at 27 inches looks very similar to 4K at 32. And I can tell you that playing my 3060 laptop on these lists at 1080p, it looks pretty dang good still. So you can play a weaker GPU and still enjoy these lists. You just have to keep in mind the resolution you're playing at, right? Because, I mean, graphically, the game looks amazing on my laptop too. And that's, again, that's a 3060 laptop version, not even a full desktop version, which is higher. Those go up to 12 gigabytes of RAM, of RAM on it, versus the laptop version has 6 gigabytes of RAM. Granted, you got to keep in mind that, you know, if you have low RAM on the GPU, too low than what's recommended for the mod list, you could experience crashes. But for the most part, like lists like this, I think play fine without crashing on a 6 gigabyte 3060 laptop.
You come here where you're not wanted. You eat our food.
So don't feel like there's a huge barrier to entry for playing modded Skyrim. You can enjoy these lists. You just gotta pick the resolution and the GPU to match it, I guess is a summarization of what I'm trying to say. Okay, well, Windhelm is notorious for kind of being hard to really get the snow to look right. So we'll see how it looks on our run through.
Won't give us a straight answer.
He's a true Nord. He'll come around.
Don't be so sure of that. We've intercepted couriers from Solitude. The Empire.
Only the foolish or the courageous approach.
That's a good Ulfric.
Do I know you?
He looks serious and strong.
And what would you have?
That's a good overhaul for him.
If he's not with us, he's against us.
He knows that. They all know that.
How long are you going to wait?
You think I need to send Bolgraf a stronger message?
Yeah, the interior lighting looks good. This is near 70 FPS right now in native.
Taking his city and leaving him in disgrace with
Yeah, the armor looks great too.
Don't you think?
So we're ready to start this war in earnest then?
Soon.
I still say you should take them all out like you did dead King Torrig.
Torrig was...
Alright, let's see. Okay, they did good here. So the ledges usually look really blocky like that. This is like some Minecraft looking ledges, right? It's super straight edge. I don't know what it is about Windhelm, but it's hard to get it to look as good as a lot of other areas in the game. It's a lot of really straight edges with the snow. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Granted, this looks pretty good. Some lists go with like a no snow version of Windhelm. They went with snow here. And the footprints look interesting too. The footprints aren't quite... I wonder if that's the new mod that adds footprints differently. Anyways, that's Windhelm. I think we're making good time today. So we're gonna try and... with 9 minutes left, we're gonna just make it to Riften. And then that'll be the last major city. Oh, that looks really good. Look at that view, man. Yeah, I'm gonna post some of these screenshots for you guys. And you guys are gonna be like, what the heck? Really? That's community shaders? Graphically, I would say this is... I don't know, man. I want to say this is almost rivaling the likes of BottleRim and Novus graphically. Now, if you played previous iterations of BottleRim before, like, throw all that out the window, because apparently this overhaul, he's basically done everything over again for the most part on this most recent update. Especially, he's done a lot of tweaks performance wise and overhaul wise for certain areas. He fixed a lot of stability issues apparently. So you know, if you didn't have a good experience in the past, or if you did, I think you'll have a great experience on this list. Let's stop by this town real quick and then sit down and wait, because I don't want to finish the last stretch of the game having you guys watch me play in pitch dark. Perfect, there's an inn here.
Come on in. We got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds.
Yeah, the interior lighting looks so good. Look at the way everything's bouncing off of his metal armor and his sword. That looks so good.
Do you feel all right?
Well, I suppose.
All right then.
Alright, to Riften. I've never even noticed that. Governter, what is that? Alright, well, that sucks. The compass is gone, and there's no mod that I can see that changes the compass, like toggles it off and on, that I could have hit by mistake. That's unfortunate. I mean, but the activity button works.
Seen the remnants of the grove? That? Well, that was me. Me and my sister.
Disrespect the law and you disrespect me.
Is there something that turned it off? Because the game's running fine, and it doesn't have quick loot in it. Hmm. Okay, well, I'm gonna restart the game real quick just to make sure that it clears the issue, and if it does come back, then it wasn't a setting that I changed, it was just the game glitching out somehow. So I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. It should have just been a second for you guys, but this is an issue where the compass went missing again. I'm not sure what triggered it. I was messing with the game quite a bit though, you know, adjusting the FSR on and off for quality and native. That could have been it, or other than that, I mean, I don't know how else I would have messed with the game. But the interesting thing was when I turned the game off, there was a pop-up that said, like, it was a Skyrim related pop-up that said like the textures failed to load. So I think there was a background process that kind of messed up. So yeah. Other than that though, I mean, this game is like super stable. I haven't even felt it come close to crashing. Even that one instance, it's just the compass went missing and then I had to restart the game. But it didn't hard crash on me. So anyways, we're gonna finish off this run here at Riften. We're making our way there now. Ooh, there's like a baseball bat he just got pitched to me and I hit him. What tower is that? Oh, I'm curious now. I gotta go check it out.
My wife is a good woman. But every man needs a little variety. You know?
That's you dare challenge the child of the flower cat. You'll regret it.
This really is a vanilla plus experience because the combat feels like vanilla, but then you also got like some quality of life things like dodging, and then you also have updated running animations. Oh man, these people died in here. They're Khajiits too. Oh, we gotta make them pay for that. How many more left? We gotta test out the combat, right? Let's take them down. Alright, we cleared the camp out. We gotta cremate that body soon. Maybe not. Whatever. It's alright. Oh, there's another guy here.
Death awaits you. Victory is yours.
You just said death awaits me a moment ago. Now you say victory is mine. Make up your mind. Alright, let's drink some mead. Okay. There we go. Oh. There we go. Uh-oh. Things are getting a little blurry now. You see how easy it is to eat though? You just hold shift and then you hit the action button. I don't know. There's times where the graphics look really good. That's an expert chess. Yeah, we're not getting in there. Plus, there's probably just like garbage in there, like the last one. There's times where the graphics look really good, and then there's times where they look a little dated. And I don't know if that's community shaders, or if that's just, you know, a choice to kind of tone things down a little bit to keep the performance up. I don't know. Right now, natively, we're getting 40 FPS in this area, which is about average. So we get about that in this area with EMB lists as well. We're gonna hijack a horse real quick just to test the horse mechanics, alright? Sorry, guys. Oh yeah, that feels good. Interesting. So the horse, when you're on the horse, I don't know who's... I don't know, whose sword that is. Is that supposed to be my sword? Because I already have it on my back still. You see how the horse can turn around like that from a stop? That's horsepower, and that's horsepower. Alright, let's see. If I get off, will that sword disappear? Yeah, it does. Okay, so cool thing is when you ride a horse, your weapons are on there. See, look how my weapon is sheathed on the front and then on the back of the horse? That's pretty interesting. Alright. Well, anyways, you guys get the gist. We're a runner though. We gotta keep running. I like the UI. It's untarnished. And I notice untarnished has this undeniable look to it that's clean and allows you to do certain things, like perhaps like how he does the location markers that pop up. Or like that notification there. Everything, and that looks really clean. The font he uses and the color, I really like it. The only thing that leaves me wanting is, oh yeah, I forgot to look at character menu. Oh, that looks cool. Okay, I messed it up. Okay, don't do what I did, and I'm not gonna fault the game for this, but what I did was I turned on photo mode while I was in character menu screen. Let's see if I can undo this. Okay, I kind of undid it, but I somehow made like a custom smooth cam out of it because now my smooth cam's all weird. So let me see if I can undo it with the smooth cam. I'm trying my best not to have to restart the game here. Yeah, look at the, oh wow, that's a very cinematic smooth cam there. But I'm pretty sure that's not intentional. That smooth cam is not supposed to be like that. One more try and then I'm just gonna restart it. And it's on me. I'm not gonna count it. And it's only gonna be a second for you guys. Yeah. Let's see. Alright, I fumbled that one, guys. I'm gonna restart the game real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, so I restarted the game. Just so you know, that issue that I created with the smooth cam and the camera and the character menu sheet, it persisted onto the save. So I had to load a previous save. So I actually should... Alright, I went ahead and deleted it already. So yeah, so just a heads up, if you make that mistake, it'll save onto your save. So I loaded a previous save. I gotta say the vanilla combat although it's kind of trustworthy, it does leave me missing MCO a little bit. So you know, I guess you can't have everything. I guess you could have everything. You could install it yourself onto this list if you want to. It would go against what he's going for with his vision of this list, though. But you could do it quite easily, and then you'd be set. You'd have the best of both worlds. So what I was trying to say earlier is this UI is really cool. It's very minimal, but it's not my first pick of what I would choose for UI. In fact, if you join the server for the people who make Wundenique, these guys are all together on the same Discord server as the guys who make Norden UI. But he just created a new UI that he just released, not on Nexus yet, but on top of the Discord chat, called Velden UI. It's kind of a spin-off looking. It's a kind of a. It keeps some remnants of Norden UI and like what was the other one? I forgot the name of the other one, but it keeps the cleanness of it, but it tweaks it a little bit to kind of be inspired by Morrowind, is what they said. I personally downloaded that and put it on my apostasy list, and it works. It's really nice. I like it. It may not be for everyone, but you know, I would look up their Discord if I were you and try to join and see if you want to download that UI for yourself. It's very easy to install. Really, there's just 3 files. There's a wheeler file if you have wheeler. There's a race menu file which you don't have to use dip for. This thing called dip, which is you got to install a patch usually when you change the UI out, so that race menu updates to the new UI style. You don't have to use it on the file that he includes. It's already done, and then the actual UI file. So just 3 files really. And then if you have modern wait menu, you should put it right below that on your load order so that it goes on there. Otherwise, you're gonna have like a redesigned kind of like vanilla wait timer replacement that comes with it. Super easy to install. About as easy as Norden. I would say a little easier because Norden UI, you had to use that dip thing I was talking about for the race menu to update with the UI style. But going back to this UI is very clean, but it's very minimal, and I haven't quite figured out how to tweak it at all. So like I'm used to using STB widgets, STB active timers. I'm used to seeing the numbers for the health I have left and the mana and all that, and you can still see that in character menu. But I'm used to seeing it up there. I'm used to seeing what time it is. Also, what else? My weight, my carry weight, how much gold I have. And so that, again, you trade it off for a minimal UI, which again, it could be the style he's going for here. But to me, that's like, it leaves me wanting that, I guess I should say. But, you know, everybody's different. I can respect that. So some people, I mean, I guess even the modlist author prefers it more minimalistic. Because again, someone of this talent level could easily install a Norden UI if he wanted to, but it's not his style. That's all. And you know, it is kind of like going with the crowd. Like lately, like if you go Norden UI, you're kind of just following the herd. And there's a lot of customization that I see people can do with untarnished UI. Like if you saw the Limp Savage World, their UI looks way different. Even though it's untarnished, it's because you can customize it so much, and maybe that's the perk on why people are using untarnished as well, so they can make it their own. Hear that dragon again. Let's save it real quick. Like this right here, this looks really clean. I like the way this looks. And I've seen people use untarnished UI and it doesn't look like this. And so it's... I wonder if I'm gonna win this. This is every major city, right? This is the last major city, I think. I wonder if I'm gonna get that quest completed.
Hold there. Before I let you into Riften, for the privilege of entering the city.
Do we have money? No,
What is it?
I don't think we have that much. Not
Nope,
even close.
Not even close.
Okay. It's alright, we know the secret way here. What am I getting at here? I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say exactly. I guess everybody has different preferences. So, this UI is definitely intentionally chosen, even in consideration of all the other UIs out there. So it just matches his style more. It adds a customization that he needs to achieve what he wants for this list. The interior lighting is some of the best I've ever seen, and the way the armor and the swords shine is some of the best I've ever seen.
Do you know what Darren told me? He said
I don't see that, like, Apostasy has amazing graphics, but the armor and the weapons don't shine like this indoors. They just don't.
All I'm saying is Darren's going to push someone too far one day, and they're going to push back.
What is it?
Hard.
Okay, I'm glad we came to Riften. So, it looks to me as though Riften has been overhauled quite a bit on this list. So let's take a look. Okay, the Pawn Prawn. This area looks pretty normal, but then you also got this upstairs area, that's new. I think it was BottleRim where we came up here, and then like there was an additional gate here that blocked these two from combining. So it's nice to see that this mod actually allows this opening to kind of flow over. This whole area is closed off. It's an indoor plaza now, or indoor shopping area.
Running a little light tonight. I can take a hint, lad. You want to make some coin? Come find me.
I had no idea this armor was so dented up.
There's someone I like very much.
The Imperials think us all lawless beasts. I'm proof of their ignorance.
Usually there's not a sign here, right? I didn't know this was an orphanage. Let's go check it out.
Those who shirk their duties will get an extra beating. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Skrellin.
And one more thing. I will hear no more talk of adoptions.
Everybody's using this
Getting adopted ever.
this outfit
Nobody
piece.
needs you. Nobody wants you. That,
Eh.
my darlings, is why you're here.
That's kind of mean,
And
lady.
you will always be here until the day you come of age and get thrown into that wide, horrible world. Now, what do you all say?
She's kind of mean. What do you think of this lady?
Thank you for your kindness.
That's better. Now scurry off, my little gutter snipes.
You're a mean old lady. You can't talk to them. Maybe there's a quest that ties into that later. Let me know in the comments if you actually have done that quest before. Or if there is a quest there to be had. Interesting. Is this Misspell Keep? Something about it looks different. Come to think of it, I've never walked off to the side before. Is there usually a side area like this? Okay, well, you guys got the gist. This is Riften. Riften looks pretty overhauled. It looks good. I like the textures. The frame rate's really good. 55 FPS, 50 FPS now, and 4K native. Yeah, I mean, let's see here. So let's talk about what we would rate this list. I would rate it pretty highly against the other lists that I've done prior to this. You'll see my rating here on the screen in just a moment, but I'll go down the list and discuss certain things here. So, performance. I think performance is really good on this list. I think that there's areas where it's comparable to an E and B list if you're running native. But the fact that you can switch so easily on the fly to FSR quality or DLSS quality and so on to increase your performance, it's like instantaneously, like it has to be accounted for in the score. You can't just not account for that. And then the fact that this list ships with the FSR quality on or DLSS quality plus frame gen on automatically means right out of the box, you're getting some insane FPS and you don't even notice like what you're missing out on, which is nothing really, because you're not missing out on quality. It looks almost the same. We've shown several instances in this playthrough where FSR quality looks almost exactly the same, if not exactly the same. So I think we're taking that into account. Performance is gonna get a good score for me. Combat is vanilla, whether you like that or not. That's a preference thing. That's not an inability to mod thing. So this mod list author chose that to kind of stay close to what his choices are in making this list, which is a vanilla plus list. He did add, without taking away from it, he did add the quality of life features that we all are used to. So he added dodging. He also added dismembering framework. He also added sanguine symphony for the blood framework. And then he also did first person animation overhaul. Oh, okay, there's a mod here that makes your guy just start doing stuff on his own. That's interesting. He added some first person animations that were custom. The running animations in third person and some movement animations are also modified as well. So combat is good. I would say combat's pretty good. UI, we were kind of discussing it leading up into this. And it's minimal, it's unique to his list, and so that has to account for something. It's stable, except for the fact that the UI went missing, not the UI, but the compass went missing, and still, that kind of gets to me because the culprit usually is quick loot. Again, I put on apostasy, I was having that issue, and when I got rid of quick loot, I've never had the issue again, and I've put over 100 hours into that list since I did that, and so that's kind of interesting that the compass went missing on this list. But it's not accompanied by the fact that the activity button is stopped working. That was still working, and the game didn't crash. Visuals are like pretty top notch, I would say. I wouldn't say it's, I mean, it's got its pros and cons. I think a lot of people can debate ENB versus community shaders back and forth. I think ENB's got it beat in some areas, and community shaders got ENB beat in some areas. And so visuals, I would say, isn't quite at the level of Novice or Nordic or LODs in a lot of areas, but in some areas it has it beat. And so for that purpose alone, I'm gonna rate this as a top tier, especially in its build, which is community shaders, because I played other community shaders lists on this channel. Not many, but I would say this is the best looking one. So I'm gonna rate visuals very highly. Stability, it's gonna get half a point shaved off because the compass went missing, and it's a mystery on why I did that. And then I had that weird kind of notification after that said like something with the textures missing. So that may become an issue later on down the road. But overall, I mean, a 4.5 out of 5 rating with no crashes, as you can see on this channel, if you've been watching this channel, is quite rare. It's very rare actually. And vanilla plus mod lists on this channel are usually the ones that are getting high scores on stability. So I don't know what the link is that's linked to this vanilla plus being so stable, but it is. And so overall, I think this, you'll see here again, I'm gonna put the score here on the screen. You're gonna see that I rated it pretty highly overall as a good game, as a good mod list, great mod list even, I should say. But you know, it may not be for everybody. It's a vanilla plus style, like we said, so you're gonna be missing MCO. Now you can take this list, because it's so freaking stable, you can add your own MCO to it and add your own custom animations and kind of tweak it to your liking. But just know that you're introducing some things that could cause stability issues. But I mean, otherwise, I have nothing much more to say about the list. I highly recommend it. If you have any questions about it at all, you can join the channel, leave me a comment. And I am pretty good about commenting back. And those of you who comment on my channel, I pretty much, at least on your initial comment, I'll respond 100% of the time. It's the secondary comments that come in replies that my app doesn't notify me about, so I don't catch that sometimes unless I go digging for stuff to reply to. So yeah, ask a question. Otherwise, thanks for watching. I appreciate your time. And watch some videos that pop up right after this ends. You can watch some other reviews or whatever else I have on my channel. Some good content there to see, a lot of good lists to see. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.